Today we're going to learn how to make this pizza turtle. It was inspired by Ninja Turtle because we all know that Ninja Turtle, they love pizza. So this year I also make pizza Ninja Turtle. The yarn I'm using here for pizza turtle is lemon lime from Burnett Baby Blankets and school bus yellow also from Burnett Blanket Bright and beige confetti. It's also from Burnett Blanket Confetti. And some black worsted yarn. I'm using Red Hot Comfort. And I'm using the cherry red from the Impeccable. You will need some stuffings and an 8mm crochet hook and a 3.5mm crochet hook and a pair of 12mm safety eyes, a pair of scissors, sewing needles, stitch marker, and safety pins like this to pin the part together before sewing. So let's get started. Before we start, please understand this is not a crochet lesson. If you never crocheted before and you don't know how to crochet, I do have free YouTube Crochet Basic 101 for Amigurumi beginners. You can start with those tutorials and come back to this one when you are ready. First, we start with a magic ring. To start a magic ring, imagine that you are going to make a slip knot. Instead of finish your slip knot, you will stop right here, put the tail up, and then chain 1. This is your magic ring. We're going to start making the shell. In round 1 of the shell, we're going to make 9 single crochet into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is round 1 of the shell. You should have total of 9 stitches. In round 2 of the shell, we're going to make 2 single crochet in each stitch around. Okay. So let me mark the first stitch. Okay, the first increase, two increase, three increase, 4 increase, 5 increase, 6 increase, 7 increase, 8 increase, and 9 increase. So this is the end of round 2 of the shell. You should have total of 18 stitches. In round 3, we're going to make 2 single crochet increase and repeat this pattern till the end of round 3. Okay, mark your first stitch, 1 and 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, Okay, this is the end of round 3. You should have total of 24 stitches. And at this point, you found that your piece is kind of like shaping like this. But make sure this is the inside and this is the outside. We want this side to facing out, but it's okay if you want this side though. I just don't prefer here. So if you want this side to be shown outside, and you might need to kind of flip it a little bit to make sure that you're working along this way instead of this one facing you. And now we're going to round 4. In round 4, we're going to make 3 single crochet increase around. Always make sure that you mark your first stitch. Okay. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. To flipping the piece will be easier for you to crochet along with it too. But like I said, if you are okay with the inside to shown as your right side, it's okay too. You just kind of need to hide the tail, kind of pull it out and hide it back into the body later. So it's more for personal preference, I would say. Okay, at the end of round 4, you should have total of 30 stitches. Now we're going to round 4. In round 4, we're going to make 4 single crochet increase around. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. 4, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. At the end of round 4, at the end of round 5, we are going, in the round 5, you should, at the end of round 5 of the shell, you should have total of 36 stitches. And now we're going to go ahead to round 6. Round 6, we're going to single crochet around. Mark your first stitch and you just single crochet around. So you see, if we didn't flip this piece, and your piece should look like this right now, like you're working like this, and this side is showing more, but like I said, I prefer this side. So okay, just go ahead and I will see you at the end of round 6. I'm about to finish the very last stitch of round 6, but because we're going to change color for round 7, so I'm going to change color here. Insert your hook and grab the yarn through the stitch, and at this point you don't want to yarn over and pull through both loops to finish your single crochet. You're going to pull through, instead of pull through this yellow yarn, you're going to pull through the yarn color that you're going to change, which is the beige confetti. So pull through this one like this. Remember, leave a little bit tail like that, and then you can continue. And round 7, we're going to single crochet around. At this point, I will just crochet with this tail to secure it. So this is the first stitch of round 7. Single crochet around, 2, 3, and now at this point you can let go the yellow one. 4, keep crocheting with this confetti tail because it's long enough. 5, just to secure it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. And now you can cut off the yellow yarn. And keep crocheting. So this is round 7 of the crust. This is round 7. We're making the crust. I'll see you at the end of round 7. Sorry, I just realized I keep saying this part is the crust. No, it's just the same color of the crust we're going to make, but this part is still the shell and the body. So this is the end of round 7 of the shell. And now we're going to start round 8. In round 8, we're going to work on the back loop only. BLO. What is back loop? You see, when you're holding a piece like this, you'll see stitches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stuff like this. And this one is a back loop. This one is the front loop. So we're going to only work on this one only along this edge. So now insert your hook. Instead of go through the both loops, we're going to only go through the back loop only. So only this one. Mark your first stitch. On round 8, we're going to only work on the back loop and single crochet around. 2, back loop, 3, back loop, 4, back loop only, 5. So your front loop will be open and free. Just keep working on the back loop only and single crochet around. We are at round 8 of the shell and body. Only working on the back loop only to single crochet around. Oops. only the back loop, then you can see now there is the front loop open here. Okay, 35, 36. Okay, this is the end of round 8. You should have total of 36 stitches. And now we're going to round 9. In round 9, we're going to crochet normally. So you insert both loop like that. We're going to make 4 single crochet and decrease. 2, 3, 4, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. And here's another reminder. At this point, your piece should look like this. If your piece is like kind of like inside out, that means you're working like this. That's not what I'm going. That's not we are going to present this time. If your piece look like this, that means that you are working on the wrong side. You kind of have to flip it out like that. So yeah, crease. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Decrease. 1, 2. Okay, at the end of round 9, you should have total of 30 stitches. Okay, now we're going to round 10. In round 10, we are going to make 3 single crochet, decrease. Okay, just to make sure your piece is forming like this side out, and this is the inside. Okay. 2, decrease. Oops. 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease, and 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1. This is end of round 10. You should have total of 24 stitches. And we're going to go ahead to round 11. We're going to make 2 single crochet and decrease around. So 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. Oh, At the end of round 11, you should have total of 18 stitches. And now we're going to stuff this shell. To stuff, kind of press a little bit to make sure it's looking like a bun, like that, like a hamburger bun. Looking good. Okay, round 12, we're going to decrease around. Decrease. Still mark your first stitch. Decrease, 3, decrease, 4, decrease, 5, decrease. It may get harder and harder at this point, so I'm going to change the way I'm holding my hook. This is easier. Okay, oops. Might be too sore for the pencil holding way. Okay, 9, decrease. Okay, at this point, we are closing this part and making the bottom less puffing. By decreasing this way, you're kind of helping it to make the bottom more flat instead of popping up like this. And now, remove the stitch marker and leave a tail that's long enough to close up this opening. Go through. And after we close up this part, it will make the bottom more flat. So now we can close this part off. Close off. Okay. Now it's close off like this. Tie a knot. And now you can hide this tail back to the body. Okay, now. And next we're going to make the crust. And you're going to hold the shell like this. The bottom part, the beige part is facing you. I marked the first stitch of round 8. This is the front loop that we didn't work on. So now it comes in handy because you can see the loop very clearly. Very easy for you to attach the yarn. And this is how I attach my yarn. I'll insert a hook right here. And then I pull through the beige, the confetti beige. Pull it through. Oops. Pull it through like this. And make sure you leave a tail like this long to secure. And then just go ahead to single crochet along. I will work with this tail just to secure it. So 1 single crochet and 2 single crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now you're just, insert your hook into the front loop of round 8. You can just go ahead and I will see you at the end of round 1. This is the end of round 1 of the crust. You should have total of 36 stitches. And now we're going to go ahead to finish the rest to round. In round 2 and round 3 of the crust, all you need to do is to single crochet around. And I'll see you at the end of round 3. So round 2 and round 3, just single crochet around. And this is the end of round 3 of the crust. You see your peas are now looking like this. So you should have like 3 rounds of the crust. And at this point, you want to use the tail to wrap the body about at least 2 times. I will cut it a little bit longer because we're going to sew this part to the body. We're leaving a long tail because we're going to sew the edge along the body. So each stitch has to be sewn and attached to it. Okay. So now your piece look like this. You kind of want to put it down to create the crust like this. And sew the stitch, the edge to where the color is changing. So I would say it's about round 7 of the body. So simply do it like this. Insert your needles and then find where the color is changing at the edge, and then simply just whip stitch around like that. Because the yarn we're using is very thick, so you don't need to stuff here, but if you want to, that you can. So when you're sewing, make sure the shape is like that, like a crust. You kind of have to press it down to help you to sew it easily. So yeah, just go ahead and sew it like that. So when you just kind of push it down, you will see where the color is changing between beige and yellow. So it's pretty easy. Just to make sure you sew it every stitch. Looking pretty good. Just keep going. You have to make sure that you do not miss any stitches, so you will have so that you will have a really nice crust. Yeah. We're getting there. Now all 36 stitches are attached to the shell, and your piece should look like this right now. Again, you can find any point, insert your needles and tie a knot to secure. Go through the edge like that. Go into the crust. A couple of times back and forth to secure it. Okay. And there we go. Pizza is done. And now we're going to make the head. We'll start with the magic ring. And in the magic ring, we are going to make a 9 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And at the end of round 1 of the head, you should have total of 9 single crochet. And in round 2, we're going to increase a round. Mark your first stitch. 1 increase, 2 increase, 3 increase, 4 increase, 5 increase, 6 increase, 7 increase, 8 increase, and 9 increase. At the end of round 2, you should have total of 18 stitches. And in round 3, we're going to single crochet around. It's also for round 4. So round 3 and round 4, you just single crochet around. Just go ahead and I will meet you at the end of round 4 of the head. I'm currently at the round 4, and you will notice that your piece start to curl up like that. At this point, you want to flip it to make sure the outside is outside and the inside stays inside. And it's easier for you to crochet as well. This is round 4 of the head. And at the end of round 4, you should have total of 18 stitches, and your shape should look like this right now. And now in round 5, we're going to decrease a round. 1 decrease, 2 decrease, 3 decrease, 4 decrease, 5 decrease, 6, 7 decrease, 8 decrease, and 9 decrease. Okay. At the end of round 5, you should have total of 9 stitches. And in round 6, we're going to single crochet around. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At the end of round 6 of the head, you should have total of 9 stitches. And the shape of the head should look like this right now. And we're going to insert the safety eyes. Here I inserted my safety eyes between round 2 and 3, and the distance between both eyes are about 4 stitches long. At this point, you can cut off the yarn and leave it tail for the sewing later, and you can stuff the head. Next, we are going to make the feet. We're going to make 4 feet. And we will start with a magic ring. In round 1 of the feet, we are going to make a single crochet into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the end of round 1 of the feet, you should have total of 8 stitches. And from now on, from round 2 to round 4, we are going to single crochet around. Mark your stitch, first stitch, 2. The more you crochet this way, the more the piece gonna curl up, so make sure you always flip it. Make sure the outside is outside and the inside stays inside. At the end of round 2, you should have a total of 8 stitches. And go ahead to make round 3 and round 4. I'll meet you at the end of round 4. At the end of round 4 of the feet, you should have total of 8 stitches, and just leave a tail for the sewing later. And go ahead, you will have to make all 4 of them. They look like this. And next, we're going to make the tail. In round 1 of the tail, you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. At the end of round 1 of the tail, you should have a total of 6 stitches. And in round 2 of the tail, we're going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch around. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you flip the inside, and make sure you flip the outside to the outside. 5 and 6. So your tail should look like this for now. And now we're going to go ahead to make round 3 of the tail. You're going to make 1 single crochet and increase. Repeat this pattern till the end of the round. And increase, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet and increase. So at the end of round 3 of the tail, you should have a total of 9 stitches. At this point, you can cut off the yarn and leave the tail for the sewing later. Now we're going to make the pepperoni and switch the hook to size E hook, 3.5 millimeter. And we're going to use that cherry red. To start the pepperoni, you are going to make 9 single crochet in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then pull to close this ring. At the end of round 1 of the pepperoni, you should have a total of 9 stitches. And now in round 2, we're going to increase around. Mark your first stitch. Increase. 2 increase. 3. 4 increase. I just crocheted with the tail to kind of hide it, so it will be a very clean for both sides. Seven increase. 8 increase and 9 increase. Okay. And then now leave a longer tail. I would say wrap around the circle for like 2 times and then cut it. And then just go ahead to make another 4 of the pepperonis. I'll see you. And then before we start to sew the part together, we can start to pin them together first so we know where to sew them. I pinned the head right underneath the edge of the crust, right there, so the crust is kind of against to the head. That's for now. And then the legs. You can decide if you want to stuff the leg or not. I didn't stuff them because I feel they are thick enough, but it really depends on your material here. So I'll stuff just a little. If you're using blanket yarn like I do, it doesn't matter. You can stuff or not. It's all fine. And then put the leg right next to the head. Leave it about 1 stitch of the distance. there. Same as the other side. Here, and turn it to the back and put on the rest leg. Same as the other, not this white. And remember, all the legs and the head, they are all pinned right underneath the edge of the crust. So they are kind of against to the crust. Like this. And then the last one is the tail. Just pin it between the legs. This looks about right to me. Oops. It'll go off. Okay, and then we can start the sewing. When you're done sewing, just make sure you tie a knot to secure, and you can insert it back to the part to hide it. Head. Next, we're going to sew the legs. And here, when you're all done all the four legs, when you're all done all the four legs and the head, you can sew the tails between both back legs right here. Okay, and next we're going to sew the pepperonis on top of the shell. At this point, you can, sew it at any spot that you like. I think this looks about right, so I'm just going to go ahead and sew this piece. I'm just gonna go ahead and sew this pepperonis onto the shell. When you are sewing the pepperonis, to make sure that you don't whip stitch around the edge, because we kind of want the pepperoni to pop up. So when you sew it, you have to come out from the bottom instead of going whip stitch like this, and going in from the top. And then again, come out from the bottom, but not just go like this. So that way, the piece is sewed to secure to the shell right there. We're going underneath, and the pepperoni will kind of pop up. Of course, you can sew it whatever the way you like. I want my pepperoni to pop up a little bit to create that real pizza look, so I don't use a whip stitch here. Here we go. This is almost done. We just need to add a mouth and also the belly button here. So you can use the black yarn to insert any point from the head. I inserted from the bottom. And come out here right next to the eye. And then sew a mouth about this wide, about 2-3 inches wide. And then insert it there and come out from the same spot and insert it back to the same spot I first inserted. Here's the face, like that. Tie a knot and then hide it back to the body. I'll tie another one to secure more. Okay. And then I'm going to sew a belly button here. Just simply sew an X. Looks about right. Oh. Looks about right to me here. Same thing, you tie a knot to secure. Like that. Okay. Okay, then this is our pizza turtle. As you can see right here, this is the pizza turtle we made today. This is the one I made before. I think this one is a little bit smaller, but they're both very cute. You can also prepare some green and brown yarn, worsted yarn, to garnish your pizza turtle. So what I'm going to do is I will add some parts of green and brown to garnish this pizza turtle right here. Now the green represent the vegetables, and you can just decorate it as the way that you like it to be. Just repeat this step. Like this. And when you're done, you just kind of stitch back to where you first inserted. Same old rules. Just cut the yarn off, tie a knot, and hide the knot back to the body. Okay, like that. And I would also like to add some brown. I personally like the mushrooms on my pizza. So this can be the mushroom I like. think this looks pretty nice to me. So I'm gonna just stop here. Just tie a knot. Also tie the tail back to the body, just like that. So our pizza turtle is done. And if following the tutorial is not your thing, you can find the written pattern from my pattern store. You can also make it into a sweetie pie turtle, or just leave the pepperoni out of the decoration and make it into an egg tart turtle. It will be really cute too. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe for more. I will see you in the next one.